In today's episode, we are going to finish our animation for our cube. The animation where it comes out of the platform once you step onto the teleporting platform, as well as the come up animation when you have finished teleporting to the next linked platform. So today we're going to finish that, and then that should be it for our animation. It should be a fairly short video because that's pretty much all we're going to do in today's episode. But let's get straight into it. So in yesterday's episode or the previous one, whenever you watched it, this is where we finished off. We had our cube. If you go and step on the platforms, these two tiles here are two teleporting tiles that are linked together. So when you step on this one, it teleports you to this platform. But it's doing that, I think. But you can see it's playing the animation, but it's not playing it really well. And you can also see here in our animator tab, it's currently stuck on the cube up animation, which means that it does work, even though it looks like it works. When we go to the next level, we don't see the animation play because the animation is currently stuck on cube up. So today we're going to try and figure out how to fix that so that when we add in these teleporting platforms or tiles into different levels, we don't have to figure it out. All we have to do is drag the script in and then assign the two or link the platforms up. So we're going to do that in today's episode. So let's jump into it straight away. So first things first, on our cube game object, no, we don't need to do anything on here. Let's see. In our animator, we have, well, we start on, and when we play the game, we go to a normal state, which is just the block, the cube. I can show you now. So when we start the game, it goes into the normal state, which is just the cube sitting there. Then we want to transition whenever we step onto this platform. We want to transition from normal to cube down, so the cube is going to get sucked down. And currently we have a animation that plays, which is this one. So you can see here, this is the animation that plays. That's playing a little bit fast, but it plays that once. At the moment, it's currently looping. But we have to change a few things in the animator because the way we have done it, it does work, but it works for the first level. But we need to change it up a little bit so that we can get it to work for multiple levels. So to do that, we need to change a few things. First things first, we're going to have to change these. So at the start, we started off with two booleans. One is teleporting down and the other is teleporting up. So we're going to delete those, get rid of those. We can also delete this one because we don't really need that. And then we can start off fresh. So here, instead of a boolean, we're going to use a trigger. And this let's just make it the same thing. So let's copy what we had, is teleporting down. I'll copy that, and then we will make another one as well, another trigger, and that's going to be is teleporting up. We're just copying and pasting them so that we don't have to change any of this. So that's fine. So now we need to change our transition condition. So when we go from normal to cube down, we want to make sure that is teleporting down is triggered. Okay, and when we go from cube down to cube up, we need to make sure that is teleporting up is triggered. Okay, so that should be fine for that. So we'll save that, and let's just go and play the game to see if our animation is working. It's not going to work, I can tell you that now, because we haven't done anything. So, I mean, it shouldn't work. I don't know why that happened, but we will go back to our code and have a look in here. So we need to change a few things here. So we're no longer using booleans, so we can go and get rid of all of those. We can get rid of these because we don't need that. So what we want to do is we want to set the trigger. So we can go and say dot set trigger is teleporting down. So we don't need a boolean anymore. All we have to do is just say set trigger. That's it, and then the trigger name. So that should be fine for is teleporting down. Let's go and play that and see if that works. So we should, well, we've got some errors here. Okay, so we're missing a bracket, I believe. Okay, we'll save that. Let's try that again. So now I believe the first animation should work. it should be sucked down into the platform, into this target teleporting platform, which it does. Okay, so that's fine. The next thing we need to do is we need to change the other one. So let's just have a look here and see. Okay. So when we go and finish teleporting, so once with the, let's go to our scene. So once the, where's our level? Let's just load a level. So once our cube has moved, once you've moved the cube onto this platform here, then we need to play the animation, and while we're playing it, we need to have a little bit of a delay so that we don't see the cube move while it's busy playing the animation, which is why we've got this delay here, which is 0.2 seconds. Then once that delay is over, the animation should have finished, which means now we can go and move the cube from this point here, platform, the teleporting point A, which is teleport point A, that one to teleport point B. And then once we're there, we can go and play our next animation. So we need to change the set boolean to set trigger, and that is going to be is teleporting up. So we can go get rid of the true, and that should be fine. So that should be fine now. However, I'm not quite sure if we need this delay anymore. So let's get rid of that and just see what happens. Okay. So hopefully this doesn't break it, which probably will do, but I did try this earlier on and it did work. So let's have a look and see. So we step on there. Okay, so you can see that it's kind of working, but I don't know if you noticed that the animation is playing more than once. So let's have a look at that again and see. So we step on. Okay, it's not playing more than once. That's interesting. So let's try on our next level. So if we go to here, okay, so you can see it's still not working in the second level, and I think that is because our cube animation is still set to cube up. So if we play our game and then go onto our teleporting platforms, you can see that once we've teleported and moved to the next platform, our animation is still currently set to cube up, which means that no matter what we do in the game, we won't be able to start this all over again. So we need to go and reset all of that. And by resetting that, that will put our cube back into a normal state. And then because you'll carry on with levels, once you finish each level, you'll go to the next one. If they are teleporting platforms in the level, it will allow you to start that animation process again. So when we go and step onto the next platform, instead of just spawning in the next location, which is over here, it should go through this cycle all over again. So let's go and reset all of that. So what we have to do is, I'm just going to add in a delay because we still want to be able to see our animation when the cube comes up before we go and reset everything. So we're adding that small delay, and then let's just add a semicolon there. So now we need to go and reset our triggers. So let's go and say animator dot, I think it's reset trigger, and then it should just be the same in quotation marks. Should just be that, as well as the set is teleporting up. So we can go and change this from down to up. So let's save that and then let's test this out. So this should hopefully work on multiple levels now. So you can see, if you watch here in our animator tab, you can see it while we play the game, the cycle that it goes through. So it starts at normal, then we go down to the first one, and we should probably add a bigger delay maybe, but you can see that it's not resetting it, which is weird. So we will have to figure that out. So let's go and see. So we'll add in let's just add in a print statement here and see if we are reaching this. We should be reaching it. Reset. We might have to add some extra time to the animations just so that we can get it to reset. So once we step on there, we should see on our console that we are getting this printed out multiple times. It's quite strange. Okay, so let's go and get rid of that message, because we don't really need that. What we should do, I think, is try and add in some has exit time. So actually, I can't remember if it's, let's just tick that box quick and then see. That one's ticked and that one's also ticked. So let's try that. I can't remember if it is, if we need to put the has exit time or the fixed duration. So let's test this out. So first platform. Okay, so that didn't work. So I guess it's not that one. I guess it has to be fixed duration. So we'll tick that, tick that one, and tick that one. Let's test that out. And watch this not work. All right. Don't you just love it when things work out? So that's not working. Let me bring this here, because I did do this morning, but clearly it's not working. Let's see. Let me just make sure this is all correct. Yeah, that's fine. So we've reset all of those. It's teleporting down. That's fine. Now, let's try and figure out why it's not working. Let's give this another go and see. Let's play the game. If we go and stand on this teleporting platform, so we are back. Okay, so that's confusing because now it's getting set back to normal, but we're not really seeing the animations being played. Fixed duration is not set. That one should not be set, I don't think. Is teleporting up. Is teleporting down. Fixed duration. Cube transition in state cube up uses parameter is normal, which does not exist in what? Where is that? Is teleporting down? Yeah. Is teleporting up? Parameters. Okay, so let's go and get rid of that. Maybe that's the problem. So let's play this and see, because that was still set to a Boolean that we did in the previous episode. So stand on there. Okay, so our animation is still not playing, but it is getting reset back to 0. And so let's try this again. You just gotta keep trying different things and see what works. Okay, so here's our animation. It's currently working now, but now it's not getting reset. So that's great. Next level. Okay, so that's not working. So let's see. Maybe it needs to have a fixed duration of 0, fixed duration 0, and then possibly a fixed duration of 0. So let's test that out. This does work because I did it like literally 10 minutes ago before starting this episode. But clearly, when you turn the camera on, it doesn't work. So we got to try. I should have written it down. So let's see. Okay, let's make sure normal to cube down is teleporting. Let's try it this way. Save that. I know it's one of these boxes that need to be ticked. Nope, it's not that one. Maybe it's none of them. That could be an option. So I think this one needs, because that one doesn't have an animation, I think that one needs to have an exit time. So let's try that and see. So a stab on there. Okay, so that's working. Okay, so now it's working. Yeah, that's fine. So here we can see that we are back in our normal state. So if we go onto our finish platform to start the new level, you will be able to see now that if we start the new level, our animation still works. So that is good. Cool. So that's great, and it should play. The animation should now play like every single time you play the level. So that's good. That's what we want, especially the second level. Cool. Okay, so that's our animation done. So we'll save this before we mess it up again. Save all of that, and save all of that. So now that that animation has been completed and it's actually working properly, we can go ahead and start making other levels and actually trying to design a few like decent levels that you can actually play and give you some sort of challenge. But we also need to try and think of a few other objects and like obstacles and stuff to put in the levels so that the level is kind of interesting and fun to play, and you don't just have to go from point A to point B. So we'll probably do that in one of the next episodes. So if you enjoy this episode, or the series in fact, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next episode, whenever that is. But yeah, thanks for watching, and goodbye.